Welcome to my views on news. Three news stories. First one is from Oromia, Southern Oromia. Big protests were seen in Southern Oromia since yesterday. Protests have been ongoing in some places. Police tried to disperse protesters. That led to confrontation. Some protesters were injured, and some sources say some were killed as well in this use of force by Oromia regional forces. What is happening in southern Oromia? Secondly, viewers, Tigray's three opposition parties have written a letter to 32 countries of the world. The latter is about Ethiopian government's attempts to end the mandate of UN Inquiry Commission. Question is, where does TPLF stand on this issue? And thirdly, viewers, a meeting was held yesterday between the Holy Synod and Abune Serios and Abune Evastotios. Agenda was the appointee splinter Orthodox faction, which is still continuing its activities, especially in Wellega, in East and West Wellega. What was discussed? And two archbishops were there. There was no Zina Marcos there. So what happened? What was discussed? Firstly, viewers, Oromia regional government has restructured the regional state. Oromia regional parliament 3 days ago approved this restructuring. Different districts have been merged into zonal units, because obviously Oromia region is a large region. It's difficult to govern this entire region sitting from Addis Ababa. Oromia president is based in Addis Ababa. So there has always been a need for restructuring of the region. That is why now small zonal units have been created comprising different districts. But this is leading to controversy in southern Oromia. In southern Oromia, a new zonal unit has been created. Its name is East Borana. East Borana zone has 10 districts. These districts are from Guji, Borana and Ballet zones. These 10 districts from the three zones, they have been merged into one new zone, East Borana zone. People of Guji are rejecting this new arrangement because a zone is named East Borana. Guji, Borana are both in southern Oromia, both share border with each other. That is why since yesterday we have been seeing protests in different parts of Guji. People of Guji are protesting in different towns. Youth took to the streets, and in some places there was a confrontation between security forces and Oromia region-based youth in Guji. Police tried to disperse protesters in Bore town, reportedly, and there were clashes. Some sources say that at least 2 protesters were killed, though information is unconfirmed. But most sources are confirming there were clashes between Oromia security forces and protesters in some parts of Guji since yesterday. And protests were not just confined to one place. They were held in different parts of Guji. We have a clip for you showing a protest in Guji. Oromia regional government will have to take this issue seriously, because you see that conflicts, ethnic conflicts, border conflicts are so rampant in Ethiopia that not only are the conflicts between regions but also within regions. That is why even if a separate Oromia regional state, a separate Oromia country or a separate Tigray country or a separate Amhara country is created, it won't be an end to conflicts, because then conflicts will start within the newly created country if it happened. So that is the creation of country along ethnic lines in Ethiopia is not a solution to Ethiopian problems. That is my understanding of the situation, because conflicts are so many: territorial, religious, ethnic, etc. We have a clip for you from Guji, people protesting against the new restructuring of Guji zone. Watch the clip. Tigray's three opposition parties. Tigray has only three opposition parties. The three opposition parties have written a letter to 32 countries of the world. Letter is addressed to the ambassadors of the 32 countries. What is the letter about? The letter is about Ethiopian government's attempts to end the mandate of UN Inquiry Commission. We know that a UN Human Rights Council session is underway in Geneva, 5-week-long session, a long session. Ethiopia has been lobbying. It wants to table a resolution to end the mandate of UN Inquiry Commission, which was formed more than a year ago, tasked with the investigation of human rights abuses committed in Tigray conflict, which were committed in Tigray, Tigray, Amhara, Afar regions. The commission compiled one report. It accused Ethiopian government of human rights abuses. It accused TPLF a little bit as well, TPLF fighters, of atrocities, but that report was rejected by Ethiopian government. Ethiopian government opposed the extension of the mandate of the commission, but its mandate was renewed last year, but commission was not allowed to visit areas where atrocities were committed. 3-member commission visited Ethiopia last year, but Ethiopian government did not allow the commission to visit Tigray. Now, when commission's mandate has been renewed, Ethiopia, after the signing of the Pretoria Agreement, wants to end the mandate of the commission. 3 opposition parties, Salse Voyene, Betona, and Tigray Independence Party, are of this view that accountability should be done. Those who committed atrocities must be held accountable, and that Ethiopian government is trying to hide the genocide of the people of Tigray. That is why it is opposing. It is trying to end the work, the mandate of this commission. Interestingly, the 3 parties have accused some entities, without naming anyone, that some entities are supporting Ethiopian regime in this effort to end the mandate of the commission. Are the 3 parties pointing towards TPLF or some external entities? I personally think the 3 parties are pointing their finger towards TPLF. Where does TPLF stand on this issue? No statement from TPLF, from Tigray government. While now it has been, it's not a secret now that Ethiopian government is doing some lobbying. It wants to have a resolution to end the mandate of UN Commission. Tigray government should have issued a statement like it happened in the past. But it seems there is some underhand deal between Tigray regional government and Ethiopian federal government. That is why Tigray government is silent while efforts are underway. No lobbying from Tigray government. No lobbying from Tigray government-backed diaspora, which we saw in the past. That before such developments, Tigray government would issue statements. But this time silence. It means there are some understandings reached between TPLF and Ethiopian government. That is, the government is now going to table resolution, but it's not easy to end the mandate because EU, US, they have been calling for accountability. They want investigation to go ahead because it's a way of putting pressure upon Ethiopian government. That's what happens. And the statement will lead to further pressure upon Tigray regional government from Tigray opposition. Lastly, viewers, a meeting was held yesterday between the Holy Synod of Orthodox Church and two archbishops, Abune Serios, Abune Vostotios, who a few days ago made some controversial appointments which led to start of a conflict in the church. And the meeting issue discussed was the activity of two appointee bishops in East and West Wellega. In East Wellega, Abune Barsoma was appointed as the bishop by the supplanter faction. In West Wellega, Abune Gabriel was appointed. Previous church administration was told to leave the area. And now Abune Gabriel and Abune Barsoma are making new appointments. They are leading church services there. While Abune Serios, Abune Vostotios, Abune Zenamorkos have rejoined the church, their titles have been restored. Appointees' titles have not been restored. Titles were granted them by the Orthodox supplanter three-member group, which has rejoined the church. Issue of the activities of these appointee bishops came under discussions. Firstly, Abune Serios and Abune Vostotios said to the Holy Synod that the two archbishops stood with the Holy Synod, that they were for unity of the church. So they tried to clarify their position, that they are not supporting Abune Gabriel, Abune Barsoma. Talks are underway. Abune Serios and Abune Vostotios said talks are underway with the appointee bishops, Abune Barsoma and Abune Gabriel, to find a common ground, though the church in its statement calls the appointee bishops as illegal. And church has not restored their ranks of bishops so far. So let's see what happens. Wellega is the place where this new supplanter faction tried to gain foothold. It has managed to take control of churches there, OLA there as well. Let's see, can Abune Barsoma and Abune Gabriel be removed from Wellega? That remains to be seen. Thank you for watching.